Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this tutorial on how to create a Red Bull animation in Flash. So I'm going to import some basic shapes which I already have with me, and it's going to be very simple. I'll go to File, Import, and import to Stage and Library. Now notice there are two things over here, Stage and Library. Stage is what you see over here. This is my stage. This is my animation which is going on through this timeline. So what you frames essentially, what you see over here below are the frames which represent the timeline. So if I enter over here 12 frames per second, then essentially what happens will be from 1 to 12, this much frames will be covered in the first second. From 12 to 24, this much frames will be covered in the second. And from 24 to 36, this much frames will be covered in the third second. So if let's say if your animation is 10 seconds long, it will mean you multiply 10 by 12, it means your frames will be total 120 in your flash scene. So now if I, for example, change it to 1 second, and still if your flash animation is 10 seconds long, it means you have total 10 frames according to 1 frames per second. But normally 24 frames per second is what is the default, and you can, for your projects or your tests, I don't mind whatever you configure over here. This is, by the way, separate for the scenes also, for the movie clips also, but I don't mind what frames per second you use, as long as it is reasonable, as long as the animation is not dead slow, or it is not very fast or fast enough that we miss the message. I'm okay with it. Now let's start working on creating animation. I'll first of all import something to my library. The reason I'm importing to my library is I may want to reuse some of the items again and again at different places, along different scenes, along different layers. This is why I will keep this in the library. This means keep this in my library, but don't use it yet. When I want to use it, I'll drag and drop on the layers. That's also. But if I use stage, import to stage, if this is the option I'm selecting, then whatever I would like to import, everything will come on this frame, on this layer, and will be pasted over here. This is not what I want. So in this case, I will do import to library, and I'll select everything which I've supplied to you guys, mainly for the animation. I'll rule out this .swf because this is the auto-generated file, and let's import everything. And once everything is there, then we can actually delete few things which we may not require at all. So let's keep this here. I'll get rid of this here by default. By mistake it came here. Okay. This is a man. Let's see which is we're gonna keep it really simple. So I'll take any one of these pictures. So this is when the man is walking. This is when the man is drinking. This is when the man is picking up. So let me just rename it to man walking. And this looks like when the man is drinking. This one. So I'll rename it to man drinking. Okay. So now this one I'll get rid of now. For example, this is 34. This is wing. And I'll get rid of this also. I'll put wing. This is also wing, so I'll get rid of this. Again. Okay, so this is my Red Bull. And this is my table. So it doesn't hurt giving meaningful names so that when we start creating an animation, they are readily remembered what these actually are when you look at the images. This is my background. Okay. Now I don't think I'm using this, so I'll get rid of this again. Okay, Red Bull. Am I using it somewhere here? Yes, we have this, so I can get rid of this. Okay, what is this? I can use this also. These are Red Bull couple. Two images kept together. Formal table. Do I have a table? Yes. So I've got duplicates. I'll get rid of this. And this. Okay, so it doesn't mind that you save your animation at the first instance. This is a bool.fla. I saved it right now. Now notice, what do I need on my layers? Layers is what I need to be kept behind, and what do I need to bring in the front, and what do I need to bring in the foremost. This is what you decide over here. So at the background, very background will be this background image. Okay. Now this appears to have been lost somewhere. I'm not sure why. Let me import this again. So I'll go to import to library, and I need to bring this here. Let's get rid of this, and this one is my background image. Background. So yeah, so I'll now drag and drop this on my layer. So this is my layer scene, and now I can actually reduce its size to match my stage. So I'll do that. I just did. Okay, so I've got my image at the background. In front of this background, I need to have a message going on. So I'll do a new layer. The reason I'm doing this is at the back will be my image, and at the front will be my message. So I'll write over here message, and then will be a man walking. So I'll create a new layer for the man, and then there should be also a table. Create a new layer for a table, and then there should also be Red Bulls kept on the table. So I'll create a new layer. So this will show me all the items. Okay. So these frames, what they do actually, right now this animation means there is only one frame in your animation, and on the second frame there will be nothing. Okay, so if you just right click insert frame over here and bring your insert frame, your timeline to this, the timeline slider, it will show you actually only this frame is there. But if you want to have, for example, if this is an empty frame, this is a frame with no slides, and you do right click insert keyframe. Insert keyframe means now you may be able to change anything from the back. If you change anything over here, while it's a frame, it will also be reflected at the back. But now if you make any change at the keyframe, it will not be reflected at the previous frames. So now what I would like to do is to make a selection and delete. This means on first frame there is only one background and there are layers defined, but there is nothing inside those layers. In the second frame there is actually a keyframe, but there is nothing inside those keyframes. Okay, so when I want to fill anything on this second keyframe, I can fill it. I'm pretty much, it's at my liberty. So let's, for the sake of showing you, I'll delete this later on. I can drag and drop the man drinking over here. So the first layer, so the layer 1 is my background. Let me rename this appropriately also. Background. So on the first layer of my background there is one keyframe. The first keyframe contains my background image. The second keyframe contains my man's image. So this is just to show that the first keyframe can have something else, the second keyframe can have something entirely different, the third, fourth, etc. So this is how the keyframes work. Keyframe tend to change everything which was there at the back. But contrary to this, if you, let me remove this, if I have done insert frame instead of a keyframe, sorry, insert frame only instead of a keyframe, then it should have just extended whatever there was before. And if at this frame I drag and drop a man drinking, it would mean it would do this on the whole before, all frames before this place also. So I've dragged and dropped this here, and when I click here you should notice it's also there. Why? because this is a frame. Frame continues whatever there was from before, and if you make any changes over here, the previous frames will also have it. Okay, if you want to change this behavior, then you can actually have something new on a new keyframe. So let me just remove this, and when I created new, it's a new keyframe, and the keyframe is also a copy of the previous one. So if I go back, I can delete this, and there's nothing on the first keyframe. However, on the second keyframe, there's everything. Okay, so this is how what's the difference between frame and keyframe. So yeah, so right now I've got nothing. What I'll do, I'll click on my background layer, the first keyframe, and I'll drag and drop my image, and I'll try to reduce this also so it becomes very close to the stage size, and then I will think how long this is going to go. So for example, if I want this animation to be maybe 12 frames per second, and then I want this animation to finish in, for example, 7 seconds. So 12 multiplied by 7 is 84. It should come something over here. Right click, insert a frame in 84. So this animation will be played up till 84 frames, meaning 7 seconds. However, I have not added anything, my man, the table, the Red Bull, the message, etc., which I'm going to start constructing now. So the message I want to give is, it's a text message. I'll go to text, and I'll create this over here, and it should read something like this. Red Bull helps you perform optimum or better when you need to. Okay, that's all. And then I can actually select this and format this a little bit. Yeah, so it becomes in 2 lines, and I can actually also select this, go to my font, and you will see there's lots of font options. You can change to the size, you can change the style, the superscript, subscript, etc., etc. So now these are the kinds of options I've got available. So now, for example, if I only want to change the color of this, then there's an easier way to do this. Go to Window, your Properties, and then you will see there's a range of options over here. You can use a different font. For example, you can use a different size. You can have different colors. There's a sample. Okay, so you can do whatever you find to be more appealing, and you can also format them by justifying them on the left or the right or the center, whatever you want to do. This is how your font manipulation works, and you can give it different color. For example, you click here, and then maybe purple color somebody likes, so it becomes a purple color, your text, your font. So this is how it works, and I'll close this for now. So Red Bull helps you perform optimum when you need it. The next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to fly by. I wanted to fly from here to the top. So I want it to happen in like uh, less than 1 second. So I'll have this guy timeline from 1 to 9 seconds. And notice when it is gray, it means there is something inside this. You see now this is white. The first ones like this man layer, this is white. Table there is white. Red Bull there is white. Meaning there is right now there is no content inside, no image, no text, no buttons, no fields, etc. There's absolutely nothing. When it's gray, it means there's something inside, and it is static. It is not moving. There's no motion to it. So now I'll click on the first frame. I'll right click this guy, the text. I'll say create motion to it. You'll get, if you get an alert, say yes, I am agreed over this. Okay, and then click on the right, on the left, the last frame, and you move this guy wherever you want to move it at the end of the animation. Okay, and then you will see this text flies by from here till there. Now if you want to modify this, you can do this like this. So this is the motion path of this animation. The motion path of this animation is this. So let's also um, try to straighten this a bit, so this does not become a disgrace. Yeah. So this is the text flying by in a motion plane. So if you look at this, it will be working like this. So now after this, it should disappear. This is what I mean. With the fact that this layer does not continue from 10 frames onwards, it means this is disappearing. Okay, so what I can do is, instead of disappearing, I'll right click and write insert keyframe position over here. Okay, and up till maybe number 40 I want it to live. So I'll do this insert frame. So it will do this motion, and from there onwards it will stay still and then it will end. This is how it works. And then I'll have to import my man walking. So I'll drag him and I'll drop this over here. Okay, now there seems to be some problem. Let's check. Okay, no problem. No, I have to drag and drop this on the stage. So I drag and drop this on the stage. But make sure before doing that you click on the man, click here and then draw the man and place it somewhere on the stage. You should see this on the stage, and then you can now adjust its size. Right clicking, click free transform, and then you can reduce the size of this guy. So it looks more reasonable on the screen. So I'll have him stop by over here. Okay, so the man should start animation from here roughly, and then he or she should see a table coming up. So when the table is coming up, that's when he should start moving. Okay, so the table is not there up till now. Let's click on table, first keyframe, and the table is there. Let's drag and drop this somewhere over here. The reason why it's here is it should be coming forward. So let's use this guy, bring this. Okay, now there's a problem. Okay. Again, I think we deleted the table files. Let's just get rid of this. Oops, no, not everything. So I'll get rid of this, and I need to import table. Let's also delete this one. Okay. How about Red Bull couple? Yeah, it works. So I wonder why the files are not being copied. So this is a table. I open this, meaning I import this over here, and I'll change its name to table, something like this. Sorry, I'll change its name to. Wow, where did it go? Did I delete it? Sorry, so let's import it to the library, this guy, the table. Okay, I'll rename this to table. So I've got this table over here. And the next thing I want to do is to bring this over here on my stage by dragging and dropping this somewhere over here. That's huge. So I need to transform this. Right click and click transform, and you can then reduce the size of this table. Okay, so we've got the table, a reasonable looking size, not too huge, not too small, and then we can actually start moving the table. Okay, so from this place, when this message starts and stops over here till wherever it is supposed to get animated to, then is when I like this table to start coming into existence. So I'll click over here, right click, insert keyframe. Okay, and on the keyframe the table should be here, which it is, and the previous keyframes it should not be there. So let's go to the previous keyframes, any frame, click this table and delete. Khalas. So from 1st till 9 the animation is being played, and then the table should come, and the table should come and get animated, and up till 25 it should stay along with the man. So let's right click, insert frame for the man, so that it appears that he is just standing and watching, and the table should come up till 9 and up till, for example, 20. Let me give it like 10 only. This is 9, I should give it 18. Oh, this is too small, so maybe till 23rd. Right click and insert frame. Why not frame? Because after this I'm not going to change anything drastically with the table. What I am going to do now is, over here I've got my frame with the field of something is there on the table there, which is the actual image of table. Now I will, the first keyframe I will do the create motion point. If you get this error, you say okay, continue, and then last this frame I will drag and drop this guy wherever I want it to be at. Yeah, so I've got this over here, and the animation is looking like something. This starts, the message moves up, the table comes in, and then the man stops. Control Enter. Okay, so it's now very simple right now. So once the table stops, I want this man to start moving. Okay, so the table stopped over here. I want this guy to be up till here, both the table and the man. Insert frame till here and insert frame up till here. Okay, so the table starts moving in and it is still there. It will now serve some Red Bulls. The man is there, the table's there, the background is there. So let's bring them all aligned. So at 40 all of them they arrive, and as soon as it is on the 40, I would like to now introduce Red Bull. Okay, so I'll right click over here and I'll say bringing, I'll write in Red Bull, that's all. So on this frame, exactly on the Red Bull layer, I will now pick up my Red Bull and place it over here. Okay, this is strange. So let's drag and drop the Red Bull image, and this is the couples image. So let's drag some more. This is for a single red DVD of PLC. Okay. Nope. No. Yeah. Okay. There you go. This is my Red Bull. So I'll say Red Bull. Okay, so let's get rid of this. I have a one single page Red Bull. I'll drag and drop this over here. Now notice this is hugely big. Just right click, transform, free transform. You can reduce its size to suit the table. Okay. Okay, so you can adjust this according to whatever you like. So you've got a Red Bull on the table, and you need few more. So what you want to do is, since this is over here, there's no animation, so let's bring this over from somewhere. So I'll click this, I'll control V, control V, control V, control V, control V. So I have an animation which is working, I have an animation which is working on some items, edible items. Okay, the next thing I want all of us to do is, or myself to do this, is to create animation for the Red Bull. Okay, so the Red Bull should come and get dropped on top of the layer, the table. So for that, the table should also be a little bit longer. So since the Red Bull is starting from here, it should be finished at maybe 47. So I will take this table to up till basically the end. It should be really up till the end. So I'll do that. The Red Bull is already here on the keyframe number 40 layer Red Bull, and then I have to move it. So let's do this. I'll select this, I'll right click, I'll do create motion twin. Before doing that, let's add some frames here. Insert frame, and then the first position I'll do right click, create motion twin, say OK. At the last click, you drag and drop this on the top of the table. Okay, this one, yeah, you drag and drop this on top of the table. Okay, so now this Red Bull is going a little bit outside, and you can, I think, just ignore it. So let's see if I can remove this. No, I can't. So because it has actually created a single image first. Okay, no problem. So I have this table coming over here with the Red Bulls. So I've got this Red Bulls also ready in the animation. Person's waiting, there's a Red Bull message, the table comes on in, the Red Bull also comes in. That's all. So now the man is still waiting. So man should now is when he should start walking towards the Red Bull. So right click, insert frame. So everything from before should be copied. So you see the man should be there here already, but the message is gone. Why? Because the message was there only up till a certain frame. See, the message is gone. Anyway, so I've got this ready, and now the man should start walking. So what I'll do now is I'll do a right click keyframe. Why? Because now the things will start changing. And then up till 65, I'll do a new keyframe. I'll want this man to start walking. I'll do this. I'll right click into motion tween, accept the default, and then come and click on the last layer, and then move this guy. Move this guy. Okay, so now this two things are coming up, and make sure the Red Bull is also visible. So right click, insert frame up till now, and let's test this. Okay, great. So from here, the man should get a wing as soon as he lands over here, and then the man should then fly. Okay, taking one drink with him. So let's do this. Since there will be a change after this, we'll actually continue this. So this man, the motion twin is still working. We'll insert a new frame over here and a new keyframe maybe, because the position has to be retained until the 65 to 68, and then from here till maybe 75 we want this guy to move. So this is here, this guy on number 67, and on 75 we want it to move. Where do we want to move? We want to move over here, like this. Okay, and we want to move with a drink. So let's click over here, and say, for example, insert frame, and you do insert keyframe position. Okay, so I've locked this position. Now after this, whatever I change, I can actually move this. So from here, I'll pick up one of the Red Bulls and I'll move. So the Red Bull should be, there should be one more Red Bull over here. Insert keyframe position. And well, actually I can add this guy over here also. Let's just remove this. So the easier one is to come here, drag and drop another symbol. No, I don't want to replace. Actually, what I would like to do is to have this guy take it and then move. So for this, what I can do is right click, insert, blank frame. Sorry, yeah, this is what I was looking for. Sorry, to insert blank frame. When you do this guy is there alone, and you can copy these multiple, yeah, these ones, and just bring them over here, same location, preferably as before. Sorry. So I've got this in the same location, and then I want this guy to pick up one of these drinks. Yeah, this one of these drinks, and then move on. So the way he or she can do it is, okay, the easier way is this. I'm trying to catch that one. Doesn't appear to be ready for being caught. So I'll just reduce it to be matching the correct size of the current Red Bulls. So this is too small. This is too big. Okay, this one looks appropriate. Maybe the height has to be different. Okay, now what I want to do is this guy will take this Red Bull. I'll also actually transform its position from here so it looks like he is drinking it. So you don't need to press anything else, just come on the corner button and tilt it. When you see this round arrow, you see this round arrow, you can tilt it, you can incline it from here, so you can show the guy is drinking it. And the man has to also, do I need to change the, yeah, this is the drinking icon. So let's remove this from here, these up to here, frames. From here we need to change this guy to a drinking guy. So insert blank keyframe, so we bring a new guy, and standing at the same place, a little smaller, but preferably the same size. Oops. So yeah, so I just pressed Ctrl Z to undo this. Let's see what the size was of the man before. I think it was a little bit bigger. So yeah, so he was a little bit bigger. So the easiest way to do this is not to I'm deleting this. I will copy this figure from here, from where I found walking over here. No, sorry. So I'll actually copy this figure from here and paste it over here. Okay, pasted this guy over here, approximately the same size, same location. Right, now what I need to do is to show that he is actually drinking. This was walking before, this is drinking. So the drinking man has to be somewhere very close. So I am just bringing it over here so it appears to be the same size. Yes, almost. Okay, so now I'll get rid of this man, and just to show that these hands are there and they are drinking. So I brought this guy over here, and then I'll extend its presence over here up till insert frame, up till the number 70. Okay, so now is when I need to show that this guy is drinking. What is this guy doing over here? He's drinking. So let me move this a little further inside so it looks real, and I'll rotate this Red Bull. Yeah, so it looks real, and then we need to have wings attached. Okay, and then use this guy in a motion drawing. So where is this? Which layer did I drop this on? I dropped this guy on the background layer, which is completely wrong, so I need to delete this. Make sure you have clicked on the correct layer, and then the man drinking should be wow. Oh, so it was very wrong of me to delete that guy from there. So let me copy this and paste this over here first on the man layer. So make sure you pasted this on the man layer. Okay, and then get rid of the same guy here, this guy. Nope, so I need to get rid of this guy. He's actually a man, this guy is a, so yeah, this guy need to be, so if I click on this circle, yeah, so this is what happens. If you click on the circle, you can move this guy. Yeah, so this is what happens when you click on the circle, you see this, and then you can move this guy outside, and then you delete this. So now my background is free from anything else. So yeah, let's get back to this. As soon as this guy is here, his posture should change to the drinking one, which is here. Okay. Now since we've got the drinking guy also, and we've got this drinking Red Bull also, now let's extend this to a few layers. There is no need for animation here because they're just static, and the guy is actually enjoying this drink. So let's also do this just to match the animation. I'm looking to bring this guy a little bit back. He's too much ahead, so I'm bringing this back by clicking this. Okay, now that makes sense. And then since he has he's drunk this now, the Red Bull, now the wings should come into effect. And that wing can come on the same layer also. Okay, so let's do this. Because this Red Bull is over here and the man is here, I can now attach wings to this man. Okay, so I'll do insert keyframe because now we've copied from before whatever there was, and now I can make changes without affecting the previous layers. So now at this layer, exactly at this keyframe, I will bring the wings. Where's my wing? Yeah, so I'll bring and attach it to this guy somewhere over here. Yes, so the wing is here. So it looks like this guy came in, he drank the Red Bull, and now the wings came at this point exactly. And then after this point, the animation should extend. The Red Bull should remain over here, and the guy should have the Red Bull in his hand and should move here. Okay. So let's do this. From here, let's extend this up till maybe here. Insert frame. I've got this guy over up till here, the table is living up till the end also, and the Red Bulls should also be living up till the end. Okay, so let's do this. At this place exactly, I will have the Red Bull. Yes, actually I can extend this from here to here, and that's all. I got this, and the end of this animation is actually correct. The only thing remaining is my animation. This animation, that this man should fly out after drinking this. So at this point exactly, there's a man with a wing. Okay, so now let's right click over here and say create motion tween. You say yes, I'd like to do a motion tween, and at the end you should click and take this guy. Notice when you do the motion tween, it is converting it to a shape, and whatever is there on the frame, it will convert everything and join them together. So I've got this ready, and this guy is going. So I need to show that this guy came in and he drank a Red Bull. As soon as he drank the Red Bull, then he flew away. While he's flying away, I can actually, you know, click over here, because from here he had a wing and then he's flying away. After this, I can actually remove this, okay, and have the other things remain, because this is not looking real. So I can create a new insert keyframe over here, and from here I can click on this guy and say delete. So this guy is no longer needed. So let's play this from the beginning. Okay, the message is shown, the table comes in, the Red Bulls come in, the man walks, he drinks, and then he flies. This everything is okay except that the drinking is very small, very short. So let's actually extend this a little bit, or I can reduce its frame speed per second. I don't want the frame to be smaller, to be slower. I want this guy's drinking to be observed by the users a little bit more longer. He started drinking from here, from 66, 7, and at 70 he stopped. So let's actually take these frames from here till here. Alright, so let's play this. Again. Right, so that's a little bit better. I'd like to have this more longer. I want to see that he is drinking a little bit more longer, and I would like to delay the flight of this guy. So control enter again. Yes, okay, it works. Okay, so that's great. I'll stop this here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed.